Warning, despite the subject matter at the focus of these videos, my reviews are not intended for viewers under the age of 13, so if you're not of age, turn off the video now. Are they gone? Great, let's get to the intro already. Secret struggle, through the mountain, secret struggle. Man, I am flying high after the clash in the squared circle that took place in the last episode. Sure, since it was a special episode, it ultimately doesn't count in the grand scheme of the season, but it still was the most fun I've had with a Power Rangers episode in a long time. So yeah, I'm feeling great at the moment, even though I doubt this episode will capitalize on my good vibes. Not saying that it's going to be terrible, but this season has been very hot and cold. 50% has been good, and 50% has been downright awful. Hell, even the last episode would have gotten a negative review from me were it not for the kick-ass wrestling. I'm just trying to reset my expectations, which is hard to do in this brief paragraph, so let's go ahead and look at Power Rangers Beast Morphers, episode 31, Secret Struggle! The episode opens with Nate saying that the new Beast X King Spin Saber is ready for testing, so Betty tries it out and ends up flying into the air like a helicopter. After she crashes into some oil drums, her and Ben leave to put away the new weapon, as Steel comes in asking if his brother could help him with some Zord maintenance. Nate declines because it's too late for him to do more work, but when Zoe comes in with a similar request about her Zord, Nate accepts the job without argument. This confuses Steel.
I don't get it. I just asked Nate to work on my Zord, and he said he was too tired. But you asked the same thing, and suddenly he's... Wait a sec. Does my brother like you? I mean, like you?
Uh-oh. Looks like Steel's smarter than he looks. Zoe tries to deny Steel's theory, but she sucks at lying, and in her haste to get the hell out of there, Steel gets a hold of her dating magazine. Finally, Zoe comes clean, much to Steel's excitement, but the Yellow Ranger reminds him about Grid Battle Force's rule prohibiting Rangers from dating each other. Surprisingly, Steel's totally against this rule and doesn't see the harm in dating, since love is the best thing in the world. Frankly, I'm surprised Steel didn't come across this rule when he was on his punishment crusade a few episodes ago, but he probably didn't get that far in the book. After all, he was punishing every rule breaker, not just GB employees. Either way, Zoe says she and Nate won't break any rules, so Steel promises to keep their secrets before we cut to Roborox running around the city the next day with the can of Morph X. Evox called to refuel so he can keep his Mayor Daniels disguise, but after he transforms, Zoe walks by, and, thinking quickly, the Mayor says Roborox is trying to kidnap him. Zoe springs into action to protect the Mayor, morphing into action and even powering up with Beast X mode, which is enough to force Roborox to retreat. Zoe then takes the Mayor to GB, where Nate implants a tracker that causes Daniels to go ballistic. The Mayor composes himself enough for Nate to explain that the tracker will help the Rangers find him if he's ever captured by the enemy, and Commander Shaw tells the Mayor that 2 Rangers will always be with him to further prevent any kidnapping. Steel volunteers Nate and Zoe for the job and leaves to get the 2 ready, while Evox secretly calls Scrussel to inform him of the situation. Since he can't return to the fortress without risking that the Rangers find it, Evox orders his generals to get him more Morph X so he won't transform in front of the good guys. Later, Steel, Ben, and Betty meet Nate and Zoe to show them the disguises they came up with, which includes clothing capsules that are kind of awesome. Sadly, Nate rejects the capsules, saying that their regular clothes will be just fine, but Steel's not done yet as he presents the couple with chocolates and flowers after Ben and Betty leave the room. This raises a red flag for Nate, and Steel admits admits he's trying to help Nate and Zoe get closer since he knows they like each other now. Nate and Zoe tell Steele they aren't going on a date and leave to change before meeting the mayor. In the next scene, Nate gets ramen for he and Zoe while they stake out the mayor's meeting with the Canadian Prime Minister. Nate mentions that it's nice for the two to hang out away from the others even though this isn't a date. However, Steele's there in secret, and to make sure this is a date, Silver knocks over Nate's ramen bowl, which has the desired effect of having Nate share Zoe's ramen. The two nearly have the trademark Lady and the Tramp kiss before going in for the real thing, only for Nate to spill hot water on Zoe, which snaps them both back to reality. The two then realize the mayor's gone, but they soon find him right before Blazebot and Roborox can give the undercover baddie more facts. After the general's retreat, Mayor Daniels yells at the Rangers for slacking off before further scolding them when they get back to GB. To make matters worse, Shaw has surveillance footage that shows the two almost kissing, which means the jig is up. Nate and Zoe both admit to having feelings for each other, which earns them a tongue lashing from Commander Shaw. But Steele comes to his brother's defense and admits to orchestrating this whole thing. Steele goes even further, calling out the no dating rule for being useless, with Ravi joining in by bringing up his mythical girlfriend Roxy. However, Ravi falls in line as soon as his mother informs him he'll be replacing Nate on the mayor's detail. There's the by-the-book Blue Ranger I know. In the next scene, as Ravi and Zoe scope out the area, Evox calls Blazebot and Roborox, telling them to distract the Rangers so we can refuel on Morph-X. Roborox steals a little girl's tiara to make a Robotron, and after it attacks, Ravi takes on Tiaratron while Zoe calls for backup. Silver and Gold are sent out because Devon's busy fighting a Gigadrone that just landed, and it turns out the Beast X Kingzord gives the Robo-Racer its own blaster. Badass. Back on the ground, the guys fight Tiaratron, with Ravi calling on Beast X mode to finish the thing off, while Zoe calls on the Spin Saber to fight off the Robo-Generals that showed up to grab the mayor. However, Zoe is beaten down to the point of demorphing and would have been finished off by Roborox had Nate not stepped in at the last moment to take the bullet for her. Fueled by Nate's sacrifice, Zoe dodges Blast to take a hold of the Spin Saber once again and uses it to destroy the robotic bodies of the former avatars. Realizing they both are okay, Nate and Zoe embrace, and to save face, the mayor reluctantly thanks the Rangers for, quote, saving him. Oh yeah, Devon also shot a Gigadrone out of the sky, no big deal. After the fight, Nate and Zoe say that while they disagree with the no dating rule, they aren't going to break it and jeopardize the team, but Commander Shaw saw how the two fought together and realizes they make a good team because of their relationship. With this in mind, the rule has been terminated, and Steele's ecstatic that he helped Nate and Zoe get together. Yellow and Gold immediately set a movie date, but before the credits can roll, Mayor Daniels starts coughing up a storm and runs the hell out of there.
Dad! Get away from me! Dad! No! I am not your father!
Holy shit, this is awesome! And the episode ends with Evox teleporting away, while Devon is left with the realization that his dad and Evox are the same person. This episode is pitch perfect. I am so happy that we finally have an episode that lives up to the promise of the first episode in this series, and one that has a story as well told as this was. Two major series developments take place here, and both are executed to perfection. First, we have the ticking clock of Mayor Daniels trying to prevent turning into Evox in front of the Rangers. The kidnapping excuse is equal parts brilliant and idiotic, which is why I can't ultimately call Evox dumb for thinking it up. It was a decent cover so Zoe wouldn't suspect anything, but it also boosted GB's surveillance on Evox, which is exactly what he didn't want. So now it's a race against time as the big bad is constantly worried that his latest scheme will be foiled by the Rangers. The tension here is a good backdrop to the romantic subplot, and it provides a great ending and cliffhanger for the next episode. I love the parallel sequences of Devon demorphing in front of his dad before being teleported away, and Mayor Daniels changing into Evox in front of Devon and teleporting away. If the next episode doesn't focus on Devon, that would be a huge missed opportunity. Speaking of character focus, the subplot in this episode has Zoe and Nate officially becoming a couple, since the show has already bypassed the will they won't they plot that's dominated most seasons of Power Rangers. The amount of payoff for this story story is impressive given how botched Ravi's character arcs were at the end, but that's because this time Beast Morphers decided to use all these characters effectively. Steel is great, Ben and Betty are fun in their 2 scenes, hell even Ravi pays lip service to being against the no dating rule because of Roxy being a ranger early on. I would have liked there to be an actual conversation between Ravi and his mom about that, but this isn't a Ravi episode, and Nate and Zoe are just so damn cute together. I love the not date, the almost kiss, the other almost kiss, Nate's self-sacrifice, and the hug they give each other when all is said and done. Even after all of that, they were still loyal enough to the Ranger cause to not break the rules, but now that the rule's been terminated, they're free to be together. It'll be interesting to see what happens to the two now, and whether being a couple will create problems going forward, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Overall, this episode is just perfect, and I really have nothing to complain about. I mean, by comparison, the Megazord fight is a little lackluster, but when the character beats are executed this well, you really don't need strong action. Also, Devon's absence in this episode is a little odd since his father is at the central conflict, but again, that should be rectified in the next episode since the Red Ranger just had a bomb dropped on him. This is without a doubt my favorite episode of the season, and you should go watch it right now. I'm Nick, aka IronBet1993, and may the power protect you.